Hello, my lovelies. Today we are talking about That Girl Glow Up Guide 3 Secrets to Become the One He Won't Forget. Are you someone who all your friends say you're such a good catch, but yet you find yourself not being able to find any good quality men who can tick enough boxes to be relationship material? Or are you someone who, even if things are going well, the guy you're seeing is always never assertive enough to give you the win a relationship title? If you can relate to either or both of these situations above, you are probably missing a few or maybe even all of the 3 secrets to become the one he won't forget. I'm just going to be really straight up with you guys. I think there are enough external glow up guides out there, and you girls are freaking gorgeous anyway. So I don't think appearance is really what's stopping you guys from finding the one. I think that it is a skill set, a way to charm a man into thinking that everything that he thought was his idea was actually what you wanted him to do this entire time. So our glow up to become that girl starts with understanding. Number 1, attractive behaviors of a high value woman that make men want to see you again. Number 2, the one thing that men love more than sex. And then number 3, the secrets that will make him eager to put the relationship title on it. I know you guys will love this one. So let's hop in. Okay, so first of all, don't be fooled if I'm not some sort of sex siren or whatever. I'm just a fun-loving girl who wants to make sure that I don't almost marry the wrong man again. If you guys have seen the video, great. Otherwise, it's up there. So through date after date, I've started to figure out what men deem playmates and what men deem wifey material and they want a serious relationship with, and they will actually show up accordingly. First of all, if you guys haven't already, after this, go watch my dating profile mistakes or what's stopping you from attracting your dream man video, because that's where I'll give you guys an introduction to a man's mind of what they think about when they're swiping through dating apps and how you can stand out to relationship ready men by writing the right bio, choosing the right photos, so on and so forth. There's a full guide. Go download it there. You're welcome. Here, though, is when we show up on the date, how do we make a lasting impact that will imprint you in his mind so that he can't stop thinking about you even after date and he's dying to see you again? Firstly, dress elegantly. No thirst traps, no skimpy outfits, non-negotiable. Ladies, it leaves nothing to the imagination, and all he can think about now is playmate vibes instead of wifey vibes. You guys know how cute and hot you guys are. We can keep the bedroom vibes for a later time. We first need to vet this guy, whether he is worth our time or not. Number 2, here's how we do that. The conversations that you have on dates needs to be around topics that get to know what he's like potentially in a relationship and if he's worth a second date. We don't want to be using this valuable time to talk about just people who you know in common, general topics like football, and I mean, unless you're really, really into football and that's kind of a deal breaker for you, we want to be asking intelligent questions that make him feel like we're really into him, because that's always flattering. But what we're really doing is getting inside of his head to know what he's really about. I mean, is he a narcissist? Is he a complainer? Or is he a problem solver? Does he have dreams? And is he the type who just talks about it, or has he done something about it? And when was the last time he was in a relationship? What happened? And what does he envision his ideal relationship look like? And does that look like what yours looks like? What does the perfect date look like to him? What's the sweetest thing someone's done for him on a date? What's the sweetest thing he's done for someone on a date? And then you share your own, you have a few laughs, and then the night comes alive and he orders you guys more drinks and you guys have a blast. Now, I know what you might be thinking, Laura, that's way too personal. I just met the dude. It's like, yes, unless you want to be spending countless dates not knowing if someone is going to be worth your time, I highly recommend asking questions that give you a better picture of what he is like in person in a relationship. Picture this. You are a 5-star exclusive hotel, right? You have only one VIP parking spot right in front of the hotel. And if you let a clapped out, dirty car park in that space, there could be a Bentley driving around the block looking for a park, and he will never stop in your front door because you already have someone there. So same thing in an intimate relationship. You have one spot, ladies. So choose wisely. So story time. Before I was 21, I had done my research and made a whole list of questions to ask on a date. It started off because I was just really shy and I didn't want my date to find me boring. And as I became a great conversationalist, I just really had a list of endless questions to ask. I started to realize how valuable this list was, because not only did these guys think I was the best damn thing in the world because I was one of the only people who actually wanted to get to know them, but he was now thinking this wasn't just an okay date. He's now thinking, damn, she's cute, she's charming and smart, and I had so much fun with her. Like, I need to up my game and bring my best to the next date to impress her, and I can't wait to see her again. So to save you scouring the internet through all the cringeworthy questions that are out there, like, trust me, I know, I've been through them all. Here's a list of 25 questions that I use so that you can know if he's worth your time or not. Just click on the link below. I'll send it to you. You're welcome. So point number 2, the one thing that men love more than sex. Can anyone guess what this one is? The one thing that men love more than sex are compliments and to feel appreciated, which come hand in hand. This isn't just me saying this from experience. The world-renowned author John Gray from of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, great book. I recommend it to everyone. He says this too: women need to feel connected and men need to feel appreciated, and this is our primary need in relationships. If you don't believe me, give this a go with the men around you. Genuinely start complimenting the men around you for doing the littlest things, like things that make you happy, things that make your life better. If a male friend opens the door open for you, tell him, thank you for holding the door for me. Like, that's such a gentleman thing to do. It's such an attractive trait in a guy. Just notice this man's face after you've given him that acknowledgement. He will be glowing for the rest of the day. Say you sit down for dinner together, right? One of your male friends has been taught to wait for everyone else's food to arrive before they start eating. It's very common in Asian culture, or like more collective cultures. So point it out that, you know, that is such an attractive trait, such an attractive thing in a man, to wait for everyone's food to arrive before he eats. Like, thank you for being such a gentleman. And then if your date tells you about his dreams, his ambitions, I mean, I personally am very attracted to guys with big dreams and ambitions. So if you genuinely say, and the key word is being 100% genuine when you say these things, otherwise it's going to be so cringe, that it's so hard to have such big dreams. I know so many people who just want to play it safe, and it's such a turn off. And I want a man to take charge who can lead me. So that's so cool that you have that. And then watch that man freaking shine. and wait on your hand and foot all night. Like, drop a couple more of these throughout the night, and I bet you're going to be getting that "when can I see you again" text real soon. So point number 3, the secret that will make him want to put the relationship title on it. Okay, so now that you've officially smitten him sideways and you've been seeing each other for a couple of times now and the sparks are still flying, how do we get him to be on the edge of his seat, nervous, but yet knowing if he does not actually ask you to be in a relationship with him, or just be official or even exclusive, that he's going to lose you to someone else just like that? This is where I introduce to you rotational dating. The term rotational dating, I've gotten it from Carla Elia. I think that's how you pronounce it. Carla Elia on Instagram. It's where I found her. Absolutely love her. Go check her out. I've always used this, but I've never thought to give it a title. This is basically dating more than one person at a time. Now, before you guys all go nuts, it doesn't mean that you have to sleep with all of them. You can if you want. But this is not by any means what I'm trying to say. Rotational dating is just seeing more people at once, not in the same time, because that would be weird, but having more people in your circle of options. Dating someone just means getting to know them with the intention that you are looking for a relationship. Yes, ladies, this is your green light to go and date more than one man at a time. I started doing this because I knew I fell for guys really easily. Like, I'm an Aries. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I do a lot of things without consideration. So I had to learn to protect myself from getting heartbroken every time someone didn't like me back. I know these are real feels. This was a real situation. Like, I fell for so many of these guys because they were just so great. And sometimes they wouldn't like me back. Some of them really, really liked me back. And that's whole part of dating. But the reason why we want to practice rotational dating is because a lot of us women, we tend to get attached quickly directly to the person that we're seeing. This then births the issue of desperately waiting for him to text back. Like, if we've been on X amount of dates, he hasn't asked me to be his girlfriend yet. I don't really know how he feels about me. I mean, should we have that conversation? Should we have that talk? I mean, nobody really wants to have that talk. So this is a real swift way that will immediately eliminate all of the doubts and will give you a clear-cut answer of whether he's ready for a relationship or not. Imagine this. If Rihanna was single and dating, right? Congratulations for all the men out there. You scored big on this one. And some man was playing games with her. Do you reckon that she should drop her standards for that guy, or she should move on because she is the goddamn prize and she deserves someone who knows how to treat her right? Same thing with you, my darling. You are the goddamn prize. You know, just because the guy hasn't matured enough to know how to treat you like a lady, I mean, doesn't mean that you should lower your standards. There are heaps of men out there who are man enough to be the gentleman that you need. All right, story time. How I got Pat to ask me if I would like to put the exclusive title on us just after 4 dates is that I've probably seen him about 4 times now in about 2 months. Granted, he was in a different country for an entire month in between just for work, but I shared that I had gone on another date with somebody else and it had turned out to be a little meh. I was questioning some decisions that I had made on the date. So this upset him. This is still one of the few times I've actually seen or heard him get upset. He was like, why are you even putting yourself in situations like this? Like, you should know that men can be douchebags. And I said, thank you for your concern, but are you upset that I went on a date with somebody else? I mean, I didn't want to put the pressure on you that we were something because you haven't asked me if we'd like to see each other exclusively. And then I just kept quiet. I could just feel him wriggling in his skin. And I waited for a response because it is a very difficult question. And then after a couple of moments, he asked the question. He says, I didn't know I had to ask you, but I would like to see you exclusively if you'd like that too. Just very silently, yes. And today he still remembers this as one of the most uncomfortable conversations we've ever had. And it was so necessary because masculine men love to chase and to work for their prize. So to feel like this was his idea the entire time, he had to chase and he had to work to get me. I was hard to get then and I am hard to keep now. Not in an unfaithful way, but in ways I'll keep for you guys for another video. But if this has been interesting for you guys so far, let me know in the comments below. This is my little love story and I hope you guys are benefiting from it. If you have loved this video of us doing some internal work to level up our feminine skills to have good men wrapped around our fingers, then go check out this playlist right here. Or if you want to know how to reinvent yourself before putting yourself out there for dates again, the next video is going to be reinvent yourself, pick up any habit easily to transform yourself. I'll share with you guys how I master any habit and make it look easy so that you can have the shortcut to transform yourself into exactly the way you want to be date ready. See you there.